I offer you a tale of love and Christmas warmth. But first, let me give you some facts to set the scene for this story. Shrub Hill Station opened in 1850. Mr. and Mrs. Dandridge are real and lived in the commandery in the 19th century. Mr. Wilde is also a real character after whom Wilde's Lane is named, and many of his more famous ancestors are buried at Worcester Cathedral. Tallow Hill was the site of a workhouse during the period of our story. These institutions were renowned for the dire treatment of needy families and were a source of fear. Think of Charles Dickens' Oliver Twist, and you get the image. St Martin's, known also as the Corn Exchange, adjacent to Lowesmoor, was the site of many Victorian markets. The King's Head, opposite, really did host plays outdoors. And before Prince Albert, Queen Victoria's husband, brought Christmas trees from his native Germany, people used to hang holly branches for the season known as Yule. So have you ever wondered how Christmas looked and felt for those who lived and worked here at the commandery? The truth of my story lies with Anne Mary Fell, shoebinder. The 1881 census noted her as 72 years old, a widow, living in Court 1, which was just over there. From there, I digress, conjecture, and add my own flavours of Christmas to the pudding. Who was she married to? How did her husband die? Did they have children? Was she always a shoebinder, or were other skills hiding in the folds of her skirts? Stay with me as I offer their voices to you. Hush now. Hear the whispers of their souls amongst the stones. It is the night before Christmas, 1850. Softly playing strings place beads of notes between the stars of a winter's night sky. Snowflakes poised as dewdrops upon the fingertips of yew and holly. Momentarily, here and there, the mulled orange of a fireside hearth finds itself caught in the ripples of a window pane. On a back door step, a young boy sits, gazing skywards at star patterns he does not know, yet understands. In his palm, a flat stone is turned and warmed by the love within his heart for the two female forms whose shadows dance beyond the weathered door. John Frank Fell, age 12. John after his dada, but everyone calls him Frank. Mama is pounding his herbs tonight. Sis is watching. She'd be learning the craft that lay hidden in times when they were all afeard of skills like Mama's. Dada's no longer with us. Killed on the railway what they built up at Shrub Hill earlier this year. So that makes me the man of the house, so to say. Up to me to keep Mama and Sis safe. Stars are bright tonight, be cold tomorrow. You can tell anyhow because the berries be ripe and red and the robins have their tummies full. I found this pebble today. Scuffed my boots among the leaves under the oak over there. Some say that tree were born when King Charles, the second one, were running away. All I know is it's got to be old because it's a flipping big un. And if you dare climb high enough, you can see over the rooftops of a canal, hear the bargemen calling and the clopping of the horses' hooves. I'm going to paint a charm on this pebble. Old Mr. Wilde up the lane says I can have a half tin of paint what he has. I know what to draw. Saw a book of Mama's lying about in the parlour room, you see. We're not supposed to go in there. The sis and I sneaked a peek when she were hanging out the sheets. We only wanted to see the holly branch she had found for Christmas, said it were hanging in there to rest. Mama don't hold to those fancy trees with all them sparkly bits on, what like the Dandridges have in the big house. Waste the good wood, she calls them. No good for carving, nor burning neither. Nah. Every year we walk up to Nunnery Woods, see what the Nunnery Woods have given us. Never take anything from a living tree, Mama says. Only that which has been offered by nature. Anyways, I saw this book and it was all mysterious like, so I looked at the open page. Sis was tugging my sleeve and get away in case I got caught by Mama. Saw a strange mark. I know some of my letters, enough to know this weren't one of them, but it felt kind of safe looking at it, like it were whispering in my ears that it would look after Sis and me. I've heard Mama call these sketchings charms, so that's what I'm going to do. Paint a charm on this pebble for Sis to keep her safe. Thought it'd make a nice present for Sis for Christmas. And that's something for Mama too. Made her a stick to walk with from the hazel tree when her back's tired from working in the herb garden. Mary Anna Fell, age 10. Anna after a Mary, mother called Mary by others, and Sis by her brother. I'm helping Mama tonight with the herbs. We gathered them from a little herb garden at the back. I'm learning them so I can give Mama a rest when she be tired and do it for myself. Mama says it's a passed down thing from all the mamas what went before her. I wanted to see the show today. It were being held at the King's Head Inn, just across the canal, but Mama said it cost too much to go. Did get a penny though for helping, so I could go to the market uptown with it and buy a ribbon. Green it is, for the holly Christmas. Muma'd be so cross if she knew what Frank and I had done. First, we peeked at the holly in the parlour, which she said not to go in. Frank wanted to look at Mama's special book, and I tried to pull him away. It seemed wrong for him to touch it, him being a boy and all. We went all quiet when he looked at the sketchings on the page. Then he went and climbed the tree in the garden, that big one. Then he looked at the show, called down and told me all he could see were dresses on the ladies and the smart gentlemen. Some of the men were dressed as ladies with cosmetic on their faces. Why would a man do that? My dad would never do something like that. Always said a man should act and look like a man. Smart and proper like. Said Frank would be like him one day. Mind you, can't think on Frank's dad climbing trees like Frank. Dada's not here anymore. Mama misses him. If we ever mention him, she gets all funny in her eyes and starts sniffing in a hanky. Frank says it's best not to talk about him to her, save her getting hysterics. She get them. Frank says they'll take her away and put us in Tallow Hill, and we won't be together no more. I don't like Tallow Hill. All dark and scary up there. It's where they put the kiddies who've got no homes. Sometimes mamas go there too if they're poor, but they say they're not put with their kiddies. That's sad. It's Christmas in the morning. We got a rabbit in the pot, and kind Mrs. Dandridge, who lives up in the big house, gave us an orange each. One whole orange each. We never had them before. They look like sunshine, and Frank says they must taste like sunshine too, though I don't know about that. He says funny things sometimes, does Frank. And Mary Fell, age 42, widow. Oh, my back be hurting tonight. Bending and digging for the medicines that grow beyond. Ain't so easy on me anymore. Little Mary's been good today, bless her sweetheart. Helping with carrying and picking up the bits that I dropped. My, she's a bright one. Got a natural about her with the craft, she has. I know she wanted to go to that play at the King's Head, but
but I don't have the money to waste on that nonsense. 6p for a ticket? That would have been 1 shilling and 3p for us all to go. I only earned 6 shillings a week. Mary was good about it though, bless her little heart. So I gave her a penny and we went up to the market at St Martin's and she found a pretty green ribbon for her hair. I told her it was green like the holly and she was happy with that. Well, when I mentioned holly, she jumped as she had been pricked. For a moment I wondered what she and Frank had been up to this morning. All quiet they were when I hung out the sheets. A little too quiet if you know what I mean. A mother knows things like that. I hope they didn't peek in the parlour, hiding something in there for the morrow for them. Frank's a good boy too. Gets up to a bit of mischief now and then, like all boys, but his heart's in the right place and he looks out for us. He even gets a penny or two from old Mr. Wild for helping out and running groceries. I can hear music playing, soft like. That'll be the guest that Mr. and Mrs. Dandridge is staying for the season. Seems like a nice young man. Always has the manners to tip his hat and say good morrow with a smile. Speaks to little Mary like she's a grown-up lady. Makes her hide behind her hands and giggle. There's not been much cause for laughter since John... Here I go again. Getting all bleary and misty when I think of him. But I do miss their dada. He's been gone nearly a whole year now. Met with an accident as they opened the railway up at Shrub Hill. He was working on a line and fell on the tracks. Didn't suffer, they said. But I don't reckon that's true, because when his soul comes to visit him, he looks sad. Well, got to get these medicines put away for the night and get the kiddies to sleep so I can tie their stock into the bed for the morning. Funny to think, it's not many years since when women with my knowing would have been burned up at Red Hill. Mary, as I call them out, pass them to me, will you, Poppet? Tell me what they're for. See how much you've learned. Bee balm. That be to stop the badness and cuts, Mama. Okay, cat mint. Easy. That be to make tea, to sleep. Feverfew. Oh, that's up to megrims in your head, Mama, but it tastes right awful, it does. So let's leave our little family for a moment as they lie down to sleep. Mary with a doll in the crook of a arm, hugged tight. Frank with his charmed pebble drying in the moon's light. And Anne, wondering if she should hide the truth of her wise woman's sight. For a moment, let time pass. Rejoin the day anew. Avail yourselves of a beverage and cake sustenance for your soul, and in the pause, perchance you may wish to converse with a kindred spirit. But however you choose to fill this break, please return in 10 to hear of the magic that befell our family at a Yuletide of yore. Magic exists. It truly does. It's in the smile and wonderment of a child's face reflected upon yours as you awake. All you need to do is believe in this spirit, the true spirit of Yule, and feel the truth of love. Let me take you back, a visiting of kind, and look upon stoic Anne, brave young Frank, and sweet, sweet Mary. Anne, it's so cold in here, but I daren't light the fire until the kiddies are awake. Not got enough wood to make it through the day, and it'll sure be colder later tonight. Managed to get another green ribbon for Mary so she can make a bow for her hair, and a paintbrush for Frank, as he likes prettying up all sorts of stuff. Old Mr. Wild up the lane says he's got the makings of an artist. Not that that will pay the rent, but it keeps him happy like. We'll make it a good Christmas. And if the snow holds, we can walk out and play later. Times is hard since their Dada. No money coming in, except what I sell from the medicines, what the Dandridges let me grow. They've been kind, but I'm worried all the time in case we can't live here anymore and end up in Tower Hill like old Mrs. Perrins did last month. She lost her husband too, and with no money coming in and two little ones like me, she ended up a pauper. Don't do no good to be poor. There's talk of the Dandridges selling the big house too. What would we do then? Anyhow, got to find my smile for the kiddies so I can give them peace. No cause for them to worry. Was hoping I'd come across that guest of the Dandridges just to say a merry cheer for the season since it's been so friendly. But it's disappeared. Heard his music playing as I drifted to slumber last night. But nothing today. I asked Mrs. Dandridge where he'd be and she looked all quizzical, like as if she didn't know who I was talking about. Oh, Mary. It's Christmas and it's snowing. Wonder if Mama will let us walk to the Pitchcroft this year. Some years it gets all frozen and you can skate on the river. So I know I've got to be careful because last year little Jane tried it and she fell right in. All frost solid she was when they pulled her out. It's silent this morning, as if all the little robins and leaves be holding their breath. Even plants breathe, no matter what the old ones say. Always be kind to life, even if you can't see it living, Mama says. It's true. If you're nice to a flower, it blooms brighter. I've seen it. I'm going to wear my new ribbon today. That nice man who's staying at the big house says it sets off my eyes because they're green too. Flash like emeralds, he says. Don't know what an emerald is, but it sounds pretty. Right. Feels strange without Dada here. We'd be walking to visit neighbours and off the cheer of the season about now. And if I were really good, he'd buy me a small ale like the King said. Wouldn't let Mama know though. She'd throw one as reckons I'm too young. But that's not true. So I'm the man of the house now, aren't I? Anyhow, Sis's pebble was dried nice, pretty stone with a shiny charm. Feels like a spinning top it does in my hair. Thrumming like. Reckon that means it's special and has powers. Mama's stick looks good too. I whittled some bits on the handle for her so she know it be hers. Sis said last night she wants to marry the nice man who's been staying with the Dandridges. Told her not to be silly. They ain't never gonna look at her. Him being all proper and gently like. He does play music nice though. Heard him last night. Clearer than ever. And so, in the whispers of time, we leave them to their peace. Their stories echoes in the stones, the soil, the cycle of life, which will never cease. The one wish our family had, since their Dada could not be there, the one gift they yearned for, was not toys or sparkles, but love and warmth. Our brave young Frank had painted a charm as old as time itself. Knew, felt, heard the whispers of surety it offered, a selfless gift. Our sweet young Mary had learned the craft and knew the hurt that healed, proffered her skills to those in need, a selfless gift. Our strong Mama, Anne, had taught them well the importance of being true, the ultimate parent's gift, the selflessness of love. In threes, a spell is wove. And so, our three spirit crew were seen by one beyond, a messenger who brought gifts from behind a veil so thin that with care we also hear the songs it sings. The strings, so soft in evening heard, sweet as if 'twere from an angelic bird, and such sweetheart song brought its gifts, as did three kings ancient to a manger-born witch. Seeds and fairings dropped by birds had taken root in Anne's little herb garden, and on Christmas morn presented gifts deserved for our three, under their branch offered by a holly tree. Gold for Mary, the master healer and shining star. Frankincense for Frank, the incense to bring his thoughts to peace and balance. And myrrh for Anne, the elixir perfume to relieve the pain of a body hard worked. And so, all that remains of my tale is to pass to you this. Cling to the heart of this moment as it breathes away. Recall the true spirit of an older Christmas day. I thank you for listening still, and as you leave, I ask but this of you. Desire what's needed, not wanting. Deserve the gifts that are given, not taken. And above all, believe in the magic as I bestow good wishes to you all.